What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now listen, I'll admit, yes, I will admit, I'm down a little bit of a rabbit hole. Yes, I know I keep saying I'm gonna take a break from this whole election thing, but it's hard, bro, to tear yourself away from it, bro. These are important times. You're seeing things that have never been done before. It's just all so compelling at the same time. So it's interesting. At the same time, you know what I mean? It's bringing up more and more questions by not only me, my family. You know what I mean? So for those of y'all that watched the last video about things that presidents aren't allowed to do once they're done with their presidency. So I went back and I told my son, I told y'all I was gonna sit down and tell him about it because I knew he would instantly be intrigued by that. So my son is really into cars. Like, it's unbelievable how at the age of 12, like, he's so into everything from the front to the back of a car. He'll tell you everything about it, make, model. He can tell you a car from 500 yards away what type of car it is based upon the lights, like everything, right? So I led off with that. I was like, do you know once you become president and then you're done with your I almost said pregnancy. Why do I keep slipping up about to say that? One of y'all are pregnant, bro. I'm not saying somebody on this side is pregnant. No, one of y'all are pregnant, bro. It just keeps trying to come out of me. But anyway, I said, one of the things you're not allowed to do once you're a president is drive. He was like, huh? I was like, now don't let that discourage you, son. It's not about that. But anyway, he was like, what do you mean you can't drive? I was like, yeah, like you can't drive yourself anywhere anymore. You have to be chauffeured around only on open, especially on open roads and stuff like that. I said, only place you're allowed to drive is your property. If your property, you have, you can drive around there. He was like, I can't see myself not being able to drive. He's at that age now to where every weekend he's asked me to take him driving, and he's only 12. So we get out in the parking lot, open parking lots, and I let him drive. So he was just enamored by that one alone. He didn't want to hear nothing else. Just that alone was enough for him. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm down a rabbit hole, getting information and taking it back, bro. Life of a parent. What can I say? So the next video is going to be, where do former presidents live? All right. So if you are new to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button, join the family, and let's check this out, man.
Living in the White House is a pretty sweet situation. You have gorgeous meals made for you by the White House kitchen staff. You're given a $100,000 redecorating budget, and you have a team of dozens of people ready to cater to your every need. However, there are also some caveats to living in the White House. You aren't allowed to open windows, change certain rooms, go where you want without approval, or even own an iPhone without it having intense security settings that liken it to a child's phone. That all being said, leaving the White House can be a pretty jarring experience. When presidents and their families head back to normal life, they're given 7 months of transition funding, 10 years of Secret Service protection, and 30 months of private...
See, now that's contradicting information. He just said 10 years. I saw somebody said that in the comment section. They didn't know. So now we're getting conflicting information, man. We got to get to the bottom of it. I got to hear that again.
Transition funding, and their families head back to normal life. They're given 7 months of transition funding, 10 years of Secret Service protection, and 30 months of private staff with a salary not exceeding $150,000. So they're not exactly tossed out into the cold.
Maybe I'm hearing that wrong, but that just doesn't sound entirely accurate. Like they told us about being able to opt out. You're able to opt out if you want to and not have the Secret Service, but that's solely on you. But you can have Secret Service up to the rest of your life, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Because you are an ex-president. I believe that. Saying it's only 10 years, I think he's omitting some information with what he's saying. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I have to figure that out. Fact check some of this stuff.
But there is a lot of adjusting that needs to happen. But the big question is, where do they go? We'll see just how much these spaces cost, where they are, and why exactly the former presidents chose to live there. Barack Obama. Obama was president from 2009 to 2017, and he was very vocal about his living plans after his presidency. Though many expected him to return to Chicago, Obama instead decided to stay in D.C. to allow his youngest daughter, Sasha, to finish her schooling, rather than purchasing a property outright, even though he definitely could afford it. Michelle and Barack decided to lease a home in the upscale neighborhood of Kalorama. And by home, I mean mansion. The 8,200 square foot home mansion has 9 bedrooms, 8.5 bathrooms, and is worth $6.2 million.
I respect that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been all about Barack the entire time he was president, right? So when he got done, he was like, no, it's about y'all. I want y'all to finish school. I don't want to interrupt that. So I'll sacrifice going back to Chicago to stay here so you could finish out your dreams. That's what at the end of the day, what it's all about for me. You know what I'm saying? Just the little things like that go such a long way. You know what I mean? And kids will value that and remember that in life.
Given that Washington, D.C. contains some of the most expensive homes in the world, that price does make a bit of sense. And though the exterior of the home has a charming vintage cottage appeal, the inside is the polar opposite, a minimalist modern design. The kitchen features white, gray, and black accents, which are also found throughout the rest of the home. There are state-of-the-art appliances, and with no more White House kitchen staff serving up meals, I have a feeling they get some use. There is also an area in the kitchen reserved for storing books or drinks, if that's more your style. If it were me, I'd probably put, well, both. Beyond the living room, there are several sitting areas. The window panels tie the exterior of the house to the interior with their vintage design, while also sporting the sleek lines and minimalist colors that are found in the interior of the home. The main living room is subtle and cozy, with a big fireplace for...
It screams relaxation throughout this whole entire place. Now, I ain't a fan of the whole vintage outside look. I'm more of a modern type of dude myself. But this whole place screams like relax, like tranquility type of vibe. After leaving all of that stress in the White House, you need that. Those just to have that peace, man, and start to, as he said in the beginning of the video, transition. You know what I mean? So you can tell by this place right here, that was one of the things that probably played a part in them choosing this spot.
Wintry nights, and yes, more gray and white. The dining room sports a weathered wood ceiling, which contrasts the white walls and dark wood floor original to the home. There's also a chandelier that is sure to turn heads. The bathroom has perhaps the most ambitious choice of all, a busy black and white wallpaper with a black, white, and gray tile floor. It's a bit hard to imagine the former president doing his business here, but I suppose I probably shouldn't be trying to imagine that anyway. There's an upstairs living room that's perfect for curling up and watching movies, and a room that can be used for morning workouts and morning reads. The master bedroom has vintage windows and sleek minimalist feels. Off the bedroom, however, you'll find a rather loud walk-in closet. Outside, there's a large courtyard and backyard with plenty of room to lounge, relax, and soak up.
Dang, that don't look like a lot, man. For 6.2 or whatever it was $1 million. You could tell they're in one of those areas, man, where it's like almost like New York, man. You're not getting a whole lot of bang for your buck. 6.2, I need to have acres upon acres upon acres. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking 6.2 million. I'm talking about car garages I'm talking about square footage, mother-in-law suite, so they can stay down there. Like, I'm looking for, you know what I mean? The total, this just seems like, it's not enough for me, man. They got us spoiled down here in the South, bro. They do.
The son, George W. Bush. George W. Bush was president from 2001 to 2009, where he received some of the highest and, well, lowest approval ratings out of any president in history. Through it all, Bush wasn't subtle about his country roots, so it made sense that upon leaving office, he headed back to his home state of Texas, known as Prairie.
That's the only time he get to drive himself. You see on his property, right? He even had a little bit of extra pep in his step the way he was walking, like, I get to drive. That's probably like the highlight of his day, bro. Getting to drive. That's crazy. Just watch his walk.
In history. Through it all, Bush wasn't subtle about his country roots, so it made sense that upon leaving office, he headed back to his home state of Texas. Known as Prairie Chapel Ranch, his ranch home 25 miles west of Waco was actually a staple during his presidency. Visitors included Vladimir Putin, Saudi King Abdullah, Angela Merkel, Tony Blair, Spanish King Juan Carlos, and Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, as well as several other prominent world leaders. After his presidency, George retired to the ranch to recuperate and relax, and it's easy to see why. Set on 1,600 acres, the ranch...
See what I mean? 1,600 acres, bro. Now, that's way too much for me. I wasn't talking about that many. You know what I'm saying? We used to rent a place that was sitting on 0.5 acres, and me and Queen used to try to get out there and cut the grass with a push mower. That seemed like death to me, man. So I ain't saying I need that many acres, you know what I'm saying? But 1,600 is way too much. Give me about 5 to 10 acres, and I'm cool. That's good. You know what I'm saying? And I would definitely be hiring somebody to do the lawn.
The ranch has a 40-mile network of bike and horse riding trails. The property has 3 miles of frontage along a river, as well as a 22-acre man-made pond that President Bush had filled with fish. At over 17 feet deep, the pond is a great place to head out on the skippy and wet a line. There's also a large grove on the property as well. The 4-bedroom, 4,000-square-foot home on the property was made to have easy access and views outside, with floor-to-ceiling windows and doors that lead outside in almost every room. A 10-foot porch encircles the house, with a tin roof that allows Bush and his family to enjoy the porch even when it rains. In addition to the main home, there is also a guest house and a garage southwest of the main house on the property. The complex also includes a helicopter hangar, which is not exactly common in your average ranch. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was president from 1993 to 2001, with a bit of trouble in between.
What is it about Bill? What is it about Bill, man, that it's just like as soon as you see him, you instantly start to laugh? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I apologize, bro. It's just something about Bill, man. It just makes you instantly laugh, man. Just upon first glance at him, bro. And you ain't even heard him speak yet. It's just, he make you laugh. Maybe it's just because we all know what type of person he is.
Clinton was president from 1993 to 2001, with a bit of trouble in between those years. He lived in government-provided housing for nearly 18 years by the time he stepped out of the Oval Office, meaning the transition back to normal life was pretty dramatic for him. Luckily, he had some pretty nice digs to look forward to. At 15 Old House Lane in Chappell, New York, the Clintons bought a 5,232-square-foot home for...
Oh, why? They put their addresses out there like that? Y'all heard them just say their address, right? Now, mind you, I know they got Secret Service, so don't pull up. I'm by no means be dumb enough to pull up. But I'm just like, weird, like, yeah, like, you putting nah, fam, chill.
$1.7 million, though it's estimated to be worth a lot more today. The 11-room colonial sits on 1.1 acres and is surrounded by a large white fence with a small gatehouse. There is a lush front yard that encompasses the classic New England-style home. In the backyard, there's a detached red shed and garage as well. The Clintons are very private about their home, so the last time the public saw it, it had quite a bit of 90s flair. And although I had a a great time in the 90s, I can do without it in my house. The home has a nice dining room and a cozy study with a large library. The house is decorated with items from his presidency and his travels around the world, including items from Africa, Asia, and the Pacific Islands.
Do y'all ever see him and Hillary together a lot anymore? I hardly ever see them, whether it be until it's time to campaign or something like that, you see them. But away from that, do you ever really see them two I'm just asking. Or maybe I just haven't been paying attention enough and maybe they're together all the time. It could be. But I just thinking in my mind right now, I can't go to a thought or pull up or remember a time where I really see them two together a lot. Just something to think about.
Travels around the world, including items from Africa, Asia, and the Pacific Islands. Of course, one house isn't enough when you have the money from two political careers. Bill also purchased a home in Washington, D.C., in an area known as Embassy Row. They
might want to keep that spot on a little hush. It makes sense that Bill would have two spots. Kind of player, ain't it? Does Hillary know about this spot? I'm sure she do. I'm just playing around.
Who purchased a home in Washington, D.C., in an area known as Embassy Row back in 2000 when Hillary ran for senator. The Georgian-style home is 5,500 square feet on a tree-lined lot that is a little over a third of an acre. Inside, you'll find 7 bedrooms and 5 baths, with several living spaces to choose from. However, the outside may be the most incredible part of the home. The backyard has a large pool and sun-lounging area surrounded by flowers and trees, providing privacy and seclusion. Upon purchasing the home, the Clintons added a solarium so they can unwind and relax in the sun. The home features curved doorways and bright colors, which really contrasts their mansion in New York. There's a formal dining room with bold walls and furniture, a family room with a large bookshelf, and a room that's used for informal meetings. So, there you have it, the homes of former presidents. What do you guys think? Which president is living the most lavish? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip to doodly do.
I say in this video, they made it like Bush made out, 1,600 acres, bro. What was it, 40 miles of trails, a man-made pond, helipad somewhere out there, I think he said, the pool. It looked like he kind of made out like a bandit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I think his family, they already had money. So either way, but y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thought, man. I just thought it was rather interesting that he kind of emphasized Bill having 2 spots, but he made sure to let us know that Hillary knows about both of them. But I don't think that's the only amount of spots that Bill got, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just player Bill. Player Bill. Pretty sure he got a couple that he might not know about. You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes me laugh every single time I see him, man. Because I just think in his mind, man, he's up to no good, bro. He's out here doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying? But nothing against his character. I just like to have fun with Bill, and comedians do too. You ever see Jamie Foxx do his voice? Oh man, it is hilarious, bro. I may have to find that bit where he does Bill, man. It's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. I told you we were down a rabbit hole, and this video right here where the former presidents live was super dope. Again, informative. Just to see how they transition after it's all said and done. What things do they like to kick back to? You know what I'm saying? And where they want to retire at. It's pretty dope, you know? So y'all get at me. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a like, share the video, subscribe, and stick around and stay tuned to the next reaction. I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.